Hi, Trixon. I hope you're doing well. Here's question 8 that I'll explain how I solve this. So with substitution, I often like to write the two equations next to each other. Like elimination, we want them one on top of the other, but I find substitution, it helps when they're next to each other. Now, I noticed that you were manipulating in this first equation here, but I actually would not touch this first equation at all. The reason why I wouldn't touch this one is because if you look at this equation, I could solve for x in one step, right? That's the goal. Like, can you solve for one of the letters in one simple step? And you're not, and the other goal is you don't want any fractions with substitution. Fractions are just messy. So in this equation here, what I would have done is I would have said, okay, I'm going to solve for x, and I'm going to add 2y to both sides. Then, look what I've done. I've just isolated for x, and I get 11 plus 2y. That I'm going to substitute in for the x here. So this is going to come out, and I'm going to put this guy inside. That's what substitution is. Okay? So I'm going to take that negative 7, and then in a bracket, I'm going to put 11 plus 2y. Bring down that minus 2y equals minus 13. Let's get rid of the brackets by distributing in that negative 7. So negative 7 times 11 is negative 77 minus 14y minus 2y is equal to negative 13. Get your like terms together. Our like terms are these y's here. So I would have negative 77 minus 16y is equal to negative 13. Let's get rid of that negative 77 by adding 77 to both sides. Negative 16y is equal to, so negative 13 plus 77 should give you 64. Divide this by negative 16, divide this by negative 16, and we would get y is equal 64 divided by negative 16. If you punch that in on your calculator, you should get negative 4. So there's my y. Now I got to figure out what x is. So take that negative 4 and let's plug it in here. Let's plug in y is negative 4. So x is equal to 11 plus 2 times negative 4. X is equal to 11 minus 8. X is equal to 3. And I did box in this negative 4. I shouldn't box that in. On your test, it's going to ask to give your answers an ordered pair. So once you have your x and you have your y, your ordered pair, remember it's x comma y, so it would be 3 comma negative 4. And that's what you would box in on your test. And then remember on your test, you have to verify. So 3 and negative 4, you've got to verify. So maybe I'll do that up here. So I want to verify 3 comma negative 4. So in my first system, it would be negative 7 times x, which is 3, minus 2 times y, which is negative 4, and that is equal to, we're going to see if it equals negative 13. Okay, negative 7 times 3 is negative 21, plus 8. And I'm just going to really quickly check on my calculator. Negative 21 plus 8, yes. Negative 13 is equal to negative 13. And then if this was a test, you'd do a check mark and say left-hand side equals right-hand side. Now let's verify this guy. So it says x, which is 3, minus 2 times y. And I'm going to check, is that equal 11? So 3 plus 8. And 3 plus 8 is 11. Left-hand side equals right-hand side, and that would be verified. So again, just to quickly go through this one more time, Trix, and make sure you're good. When you're doing substitution, don't mess around with this first one because you're going to get fractions. You look at this guy here and say, I could get x by itself in one move, and that move is adding 2y to both sides. Okay? Send me an email when you're done watching this and let me know if it makes sense.